This is a video on an application of rounding numbers that involve decimals. What we'll look at is first just basic rounding, how to take a number and round it. And then we'll talk about arithmetic and rounding. The main thing to remember is that if there's arithmetic to do, you do the arithmetic before you do the rounding so that you can have more accurate answers. So here's the example. After some calculations, you have determined that you can be 95% confident that the average weight of American newborn babies is between 5.4816 pounds and 9.9731 pounds. And I have two questions. The first is, round this interval to the nearest tenth. And the second is, what is the range of this interval to the nearest hundredth? So let's work on the first one. To round the interval to the nearest tenth, let's first round the number 5.4816. We look at that number, we want to round to the nearest tenth. So notice that the tenths digit is this number 4, and the 8, that's going to be a key digit that comes after what we're rounding to decide whether or not we're going to round up or not to change anything. In this case, you'll notice that 8 is larger than or equal to 5, so that means we're going to round the 4 up. What we do when we round up is we take our rounding number, which is the 4, everything to the right of it we erase, and then we round the 4 up to a 5, and we end up with 5.5. Now let's look at the second number, 9.9731. Again, we want to round to the nearest tenth. So to do that, we look at the rounding digit, and then the check digit, the 7, is also greater than or equal to 5. So that means we need to round up. But to round the 9 up, that would give you a 10. So that 1 has to get carried. Another way of looking at it is we have this 9.9, and we're going to add 0.1 to it. 9.9 plus 0.1 is 10.0. So now we can answer the question. We can say that the interval for newborn babies is between 5.5 and 10.0 pounds. Now let's look at the second question. What is the range for this interval to the nearest hundredth? So to find a range, what we have to do is we have to subtract. We take the larger number, 9.9731, minus the smaller number, 5.4816. And I put that in my calculator, and when I subtracted, I got 4.4915. And that is a number we're going to have to round to the nearest hundredth. So now we're talking about the hundredths place. So the hundredths place is this digit 9, and then the check digit is the 1 to the right of the 9. Now notice that the 1 here is less than 5. It's 4 or less. So that means we get rid of everything to the right, and we leave the numbers 9 and to the left alone. And we end up with 4.49. And there's our number rounded to the nearest hundredth. That is the range of this interval. And that completes the questions. We now understand how to round and how to remember that we always perform the arithmetic before we do the rounding, and then we can go and round. So thank you for watching this video.